Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to look at eccentric strengthening for rotator cuff tendinosis specifically. So if you've seen some of my other videos about having tendinosis in the rotator cuff, I had one recently about supraspinatus tendinosis and then infraspinatus tendinosis. And if you've looked at the video I had just on how to treat tendinosis over time, one of the most important factors to making a full recovery and helping those tendons to heal is to do some strengthening and specifically eccentric strengthening. So I'm going to kind of walk you through that today and just explain as we go how to do the exercise. I'm just going to show you the most basic one, the easiest one to do at home. There are others, of course, but I'm going to walk you through how to do the exercise and then explain as we go just how that helps not only improve blood flow to the damaged tendons, but then also helps build strength, which is going to, again, help just help everything heal. So for this exercise, all you're going to need is a basic exercise resistance band like the one I've got here. I just tie a knot in the end of it. That way you can stick it into like a closet door or something like that. And then I like to tie a little handle for my hand at the end. You certainly don't have to. So this is like 5 or 6 feet worth of exercise band. If you're not sure which color or resistance to get, just start low and then build your way up. So this is the band, and then I like to do a rolled up towel or like a small pillow underneath your arm. It's a better position for your shoulder. So let's go ahead and just look at the exercise. I'm gonna stick this into my door here. Hopefully I did that right and the knot won't like fly out and whack me during the middle of the video. Maybe that'd be fun to watch anyways. So there's where it is. I like to position it slightly lower than shoulder or waist height or shoulder height here, or your hand height. So that may be perfect, but for the video I think you can see it better. So you could put that down a little bit lower. That way when you're pulling out with the exercise, you'll be at an angle. I'll explain that here in just a minute. Towel roll underneath your arm, just at a comfortable spot beneath your arm. Shoulders back, nice and relaxed, upright posture. You don't want to be rounded forward. You'll see people like with their arm in front of them like that. You really don't want that. So think of a neutral alignment with your shoulder and your shoulder blade, comfortable posture, not like military, you know, pulling back super hard, but just comfortable. So you'll start right there. You're going to position yourself so you have a little bit of tension on your band. Just take up the slack from your starting position, which is right here. Basically your arm is in front of you, your hand is resting on your stomach, and again you'd have it down a little bit like that. And then to do the exercise, the basic exercises, this is one of the most classic rotator cuff exercises around, is you're just pulling the band out towards your side and slightly up as you go. Now I'm not a perfect angle with the door here either. I might actually turn my body a little more like this, but again, just for the video so I can show you, we're pulling it out and slightly up as you go. Just to neutral here, so about 90 degrees off my body. So just like that, you're pulling out and then back in. Now normally with rotator cuff strengthening, you're just gonna go slow and control both directions, right? So maybe 1 or 2 seconds out, 1 or 2 seconds in. But with eccentric exercises, what you want to do is you want to go out at a normal speed. So let's say 1 or 2 seconds, and that's when the muscle is shortening and contracting. And then when you come back in, that's the eccentric. So the eccentric control of the muscle is when the muscle is actually lengthening, but you're still using it. So as I come back in, that's where I want to slow it down to roughly a 4 count. So again, normal speed going out and slightly up, 1 or 2 seconds. On the way back in, really slow. Just slow it way down. So if you can imagine, as you're coming back in, those rotator cuff muscles, which again, you've got supraspinatus, you've got infraspinatus, you've also got teres minor, which we don't talk about a lot because it's less common to see on an MRI, less commonly known. But all of those three out of the 4 are working with this exercise. And so if you can imagine, as I pull out, they all contract. They're rotating my shoulder out like that. And then as I come back in, they're still contracting, but they're getting longer as they come back in. And that's where you can generate more force with an eccentric exercise like this. And that's what helps improve more blood supply. And then it helps you generate more tension within the muscle itself. And so that helps it heal. So if you look at the research around all sorts of different types of tendinosis type things versus tendinitis, this is really one that's super beneficial. So rotator cuff tendinosis, obviously what we're talking about now, but you could get Achilles tendinosis, patellar tendon tendinosis. Any tendon in your body can have tendinosis. So again, that's the exercise. Pretty straightforward. Somewhat normal speed out, super slow in. Now the next question you might have is, well, how many reps should I do? And what I usually tell folks is just go until it burns. And this is a good burn. This is not like, oh my God, my shoulder's on fire and it really hurts. And it certainly isn't sharp pain. It's just a muscle fatigue burn. So when in doubt, of course, just start easy. But go out till it burns. Take a rest, take a solid minute off or so. Do a second set. And then go till it burns. Now, what I would recommend starting on, again, light resistance. Make sure it doesn't hurt you as you go. Just do 2 sets and then see how you do later today and then tomorrow. So today and the next day. And then on that 3rd day, then go ahead and do it again as long as it was well tolerated, and just keep treating it like that every other day. And then as you're getting used to it, you can either do more reps, which is your first advancement. If you can only do 10 at first, build it up to roughly 30, maybe even 40 until you get the burn. So build up reps first, and then in the future, as it gets easier, you can change to a higher level of resistance. Or of course with the band, you could just step away a little further and build the resistance in the band. But for me, you might go from a red to a green, or ultimately a blue, something like that. So that is, again, the simplest way to do an eccentric strengthening exercise for your rotator cuff tendinosis. Again, those common tendons you're going to hear or see on an MRI, supraspinatus, infraspinatus. This is going to be a very valuable part of your rehab process, in addition to some of the other things that I've outlined in other videos. So I hope that helps. Please like the video before you leave me a comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll keep putting out more videos in the future. Thanks for watching.